In life, we all encounter obstacles, and those obstacles come in all different shapes, sizes, and forms. The question is, how do we handle those obstacles? Do we attack them head on, or do we allow them to make us quit? Welcome to the No Quit Living podcast, where we aim to motivate and inspire listeners to never give up on themselves, their dreams, or their goals. We will interview successful people from all walks of life as they share their no-quit stories when they had the choice to give up or give in, but they didn't. We thank you for listening, and we hope to be that jolt of positivity as you go for your greatness. Welcome to episode number 127 of the No Quit Living podcast. I'm your host, Christopher J Wirth, and today's theme of the day is all about paying it forward. Our quote of the day comes to us from Randy Pausch. Sometimes you can't pay it back, so you just have to pay it forward. Today's episode is sponsored by the good people over at West Fair Communications, who publish the Westchester County Business Journal and the Fairfield County Business Journal. These newspapers do a wonderful job in covering all aspects of the business world within two of the most influential markets in the New York metropolitan area. You can also take advantage of their daily news feeds, which keep track on the companies and thought leaders in these important regions. For more information, take a look at www.westfaironline.com. Trust me, once you start reading, you won't quit. I'm so excited to bring you today's episode. Over the past 2 to 3 weeks, we've had some amazing things going on with both our company as well as our podcast. It seems like these past 3 weeks have just flown by in such a positive blur, and I wanted to make sure that I took some time out to thank both our audience as well as the amazing guests that we've had on our show. If it wasn't for our No Quit tribe, our show wouldn't be what it is today. I would also like to announce some very exciting news, as recently we have partnered up with West Fair Communications, which happens to be one of New York Metro's most successful publication companies. We are extremely humbled and completely grateful for the opportunity to work with such an incredible company. If you get a chance, you can check them out at www.westfaironline.com. As the theme of today's show is paying it forward, I need to personally apologize, as I don't believe I've said the words thank you, nor have I shown enough gratitude to the amazing people we have both in our corner and on our no-quit bus. One of the topics we often discuss is the idea of 1 degree of separation. I'm so very humbled and grateful that I've been able to connect with so many of our guests. A few of them I've connected in person, but most of them I have not. But in today's day and age of technology, we can all connect with whoever we want to. The question is, are we willing to put in the required effort? On every single episode, we ask our guests to share either their no-quit story or a time in their life when they faced adversity head-on, and they had the chance of giving up or giving in, but they didn't. They all kept on going, and they didn't quit. The commonality between every single guest is that they all face their own obstacles and challenges. We all face our own obstacles and challenges every single day. One thing I've realized throughout this podcast is that you never know what someone else might be facing, and don't ever judge them. Someone might look different, they might act different, but you never know what they might be dealing with in their life at that exact moment. This past week, on June 5th, 2018, a fashion mogul took her own life. On the outside, Kate Spade appeared to have it all: success, money, happiness, and a prolific career. But clearly inside, she was dealing with her own demons. Although we might never know exactly what someone else is facing or what they're dealing with, we all have a choice. We can either help, we can hinder, or we can try to have a positive impact on others, what we call paying it forward with zero expectations in return. I come to you today being both vulnerable and transparent. We all, including myself, deal with our challenges, obstacles, and negativity. Many people mask and use social media to portray something or someone that they are not. I'm currently dealing with my own set of challenges and obstacles, but I've chosen to deal with them as positively as I can. It's not easy, it's not simple, but it is a choice that I've personally made. I'm extremely fortunate to have some incredible family and friends that are truly in my corner and on my bus. They will pick up my calls, return my text messages, no questions asked. One thing I've learned through hosting the No Quit Living podcast is that we all can focus on what we do have in our lives, and we should all be grateful for what we do have and who we do have in our lives. Just yesterday, I happened to be in the same town where a former guest works, and I picked up my phone just to call him and say hello, and he invited me over to his store, and he gave me an hour of his time, no questions asked, and he was 100% there for me. As I drove away yesterday, I felt gratitude, but I also felt guilty. After having spent an hour with an incredibly successful, yet humble and open man, I questioned myself. Who have I not been there for that has been there for me? It got me thinking about my priorities and how real and true friendships and relationships are not a one-way street. Real friendships and relationships both require work on both ends and require commitment and communication. Bob Berg, who is a mentor and a very good friend of mine, spoke about mentorship and drive by mentors on episode number 1 of our podcast. I now realize in life that we all meet different people and they can all have a profound impact on our lives. Some might be in our life only for a very short period. Some might be there for just a day or maybe a week, while others become lifelong friends and incredibly important people. No matter which category people fall under, individually, we can all be more positive with each other. Every day we have multiple opportunities to positively impact others and change either their morning, their day, or possibly even their lives. At the end of every episode, we have either a very specific call to action or a question we pose to our listeners. We hope that you find these to be helpful, inspiring, and thought-provoking. In today's challenging world, as you listen to our episodes, we hope that one of two things happen. One, our episodes reaffirm that you are on the right path with wherever you're going and whatever you're doing, and for you to keep on going. Or number 2, that our episodes and our guests inspire you to think and possibly consider different options, strategies, or using different skills. With each episode, we ask some pretty open-ended questions, such as our guests' daily or morning rituals, or anything that they've read recently that inspired them. We do this to help our listeners think, grow, and try to act and become the best versions of themselves. To our No Quit tribe, thank you. If you find these episodes inspiring and motivational, please pass them along to others. The next best way we can get our message out there is if you wouldn't mind please subscribing to our show and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. That helps us get our message and our guest stories out to as many people as we can. And remember, as you go about your day today or tomorrow, you never know what someone else is going through or currently struggling with. But we all can do in some way, shape, or form, and what we all should do is pay it forward to someone else with absolutely nothing expected in return. It could be something significant, or it could be something as simple as opening the door for a stranger or buying somebody a cup of coffee. Today's challenging world, we all have the opportunity to choose positively, to positively affect someone else's day, and to make a positive impact on society. It's not easy, we might not always be in the mood, but it is achievable. So today, in closing, I challenge each and every single listener to do at least one thing for someone else and to do it with zero expectations in return. Pay it forward for someone else and go for your greatness. And lastly, to our listeners, thank you. We truly appreciate your time, and we hope our episodes inspire you to keep on attacking life and never giving up. To quote Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, it's always too early to quit.